Hello and welcome to Mary Beth Yoga. Today we have a gentle sequence that stays low to the floor. Let's begin with a few deep breaths to ground into this space. Now to connect the breath with movements, we're going to begin by reaching our arms up and over. Let's start by dropping our left hand down to the mat and bringing your right arm up on an inhale and stretch over. Exhale now up on an inhale and exhale back to center. Again, up. Inhale and exhale back to center, up and over on your inhale and exhale back to center. Let's just do one more here. Up, inhale and exhale back to center. Last side, up. All right, now we're going to do some sitting cat-cows. So we're going to stay in this easy seat and begin by inhaling. Lift your chest up, arch your back. And exhale, bring your belly in, shoulders come forward for a sitting cat. Now inhale back up to cow. And exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Now we're going to twist to bring some rotation into the spine. So let's bring your arms up. Look towards your right. Your left hand comes to your right knee and your right arm drops around behind you. You can inhale to lift and exhale as you twist. We'll stay here for a few breaths. Last inhale in, and we'll return to center. Exhale. Now let's move to your left. Inhale in to lengthen, rotate your spine. Right hand comes to left shoulder, left hand is behind you. And let's take 3 or 4 breaths here as well. Returning to center. Now we're going to do a bound angle or butterfly pose. So to do this, bring the soles of your feet together and you can shift to find a comfortable position. Your feet can come closer to you to intensify the stretch along your inner thighs. Or if it's more comfortable, you can bring them out a little further, give yourself a little bit more room in front of your pelvis. So find whatever feels good for you today. We're going to take a few breaths here. We'll probably be here for 5 or 6 breaths. And feel the lengthening in your spine. Now we're going to move into table pose. So come into table. We're going to be moving into a gate pose, which is a half side plank, but first in table, make sure that your shoulders are above your wrists, or your wrists might be slightly in front of your shoulders. Your knees are directly below your hips. Now for gate pose, we're going to swing your left foot back and your right foot is going to come to the back edge of your mat. And then right arm is going to go towards the ceiling or sky. You can either keep your gaze straight ahead or you can look up towards the ceiling. Let's take a few breaths here. Now come back through table. We're going to do that pose on the other side now. So first anchor yourself into table, and then you're going to bring your right foot back. Your left foot is going to reach towards the back edge of the mat. Left hand comes up. You're feeling a stretch along the left side of your body here, feeling strength in your supporting leg, a stretch along your extended leg. A few more breaths here. Now let's return back to table. We're going to do a low crescent lunge here. So now you're going to bring your right foot forward. Your left foot can stay where it is or perhaps inch a few inches back. Hands come up. So your right leg now is at a 90-degree angle. You're being mindful not to push your your knee past your toes. Arms can stay extended with palms facing each other. Or you could move into a back bend and bring your arms back, whichever feels more comfortable for you today. We'll stay here for a few breaths. Hands come down. We're going to move through table and then switch to the left side. So now left foot and knee comes forward, finding a comfortable position with your back right leg. Arms up. And feel free to relax into this pose. Remembering arms can stay with palms facing each other, or perhaps drawing the shoulders back to open the chest and bringing a gentle back bend in. A few more breaths here. We're going to return to tabletop and now come through an easy seat, and we're going to move into a bridge pose. So we're going to lay on our backs. Our feet are flat on the floor, and you're going to lift your hips up. Your knees are about hip length apart. Hips comes up. Your shoulders can shimmy towards your spine. Feel free to interlace your fingers as you lift your hips, feeling an opening in your chest. We'll stay here for a few breaths. Lower down, coming to comfortable flat back. Then we're going to move into bridge again. Let's repeat that pose. Lift your hips, interlace your fingers, shoulders come together. You can lift your chest towards the sky. and your chin towards the front. Feel the strengthening in the back of your hamstrings, as well as your quads, your glutes, your back. And let's lower gently back down to the floor. Now we're going to move into a reclined twist. So hug your knees in towards your chest, and then we're going to drop your knees gently towards your left side. Bring your arms out into a T and gaze over towards your right hand. We're going to stay here for about 4 or 5 breaths. Let's return to center. Hug your knees in. Now drop the knees to the right, arms out to a T, and gaze over towards your left. A few more breaths here. Let's return to center. Hug your knees in, and then extend out into your Shavasana. Now your legs parallel, arms are extended, palms up. Take a few breaths here. You're welcome to stay here as long as you'd like. We'll spend about 5 or 6 breaths together here in Shavasana. Bring some movement back into your fingers and your toes. Roll over onto either side before returning back to your easy seat. Thank you for spending this time for yourself and spending it here at Mary Beth Yoga. Namaste.